Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you for being subscribers of Cignal TV and viewers of One News PH on channels 8 and 250. Maraming salamat po sa PLDT sa patuloy na pag-alalay sa programa through their home fiber optic internet. And of course, thank you to Team Agenda for another week of interesting topics and interviews. Okay, for those of you who want to continue watching Agenda, you can carry on watching us even past episodes, I believe, on facebook.com/onenewsph. And of course, on YouTube. I've been told by viewers na yung YouTube talagang reliable daw kasi pati yung mga replays episodes napapanood sa YouTube. So please continue to support Agenda. And like we said, if you have suggestions, just send us an email or a message on Facebook, and we will look for those persons or topics that may interest you. Okay, today is February 25, 2022. It's a Friday, the last weekend of the second month of the year. Kumbaga, by next week, tapos na. 2 buwan na that we have gone through 2022, and if time really flies. Today is EDSA Day, People Power Day. It is the commemoration of the EDSA Revolution, People Power, 36 years ago, and it is quite timely in the fact that medyo ngayon pinag-aawayan na yung nangyari ba o hindi nangyari, nakabuti ba o hindi nakabuti yung Marcos regime, the dictatorship, etc. So, for those of you who are taking a position on the matter, lalo na doon sa mga hindi naniniwala, well, you know, history books can't lie. It's all there on the internet. So just check what really happened, what led to the EDSA revolution. Why did millions of Filipinos decide to go out on the streets to protest and expel or run the Marcoses out of Malacanang and out of the country? Okay, so February 25, 2022, 36th anniversary of the EDSA revolution. Today, on Agenda, we will not be talking about revolutions or commemorations. We will be speaking with two young women, namely Sophia Puyat of ASYA Design, or ASYA, ASYA Design, an architectural firm, and Camille Gonzales of Inewvation, or Inewvation, spelled INEWVATION. Kumbaga, medyo iniba lang ang spelling, pero it's still about architecture and video. About convergence of digital display and architecture in the Philippines. At yan po ang pag-uusapan natin today. I believe it's going to be very interesting because many of us medyo old school na Old school na tayo, pinag-uusapan pa natin ng bungalow. Ngayon iba na ibang klase na yung mga concepts in architecture. So we will speak to Sophia Puyat and Camille Gonzales. But before that, let's go first to our daily starter for today, Friday, February 25, 2022. And it comes from the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 31. So, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. Now, some of you may say, ano ba yan, Kuyang? Are you suggesting that when we eat, drink, or when we work, it is all dedicated to God? Well, of course, it's all dedicated to God. But alam niyo po, sa totoong buhay, in real life, And I've lived this, I have seen this in my lifetime, where people would actually open a bottle of alcohol and say, oh, ilang patak para kay taning, o kaya, let us drink and because tomorrow we die. It is not a celebration of God. It is not a celebration of God's love in our lives. Even Jesus Christ said, whenever you eat and drink, remember me. Hindi ba? Kumbaga, maalala mo naman niyo ako. Di ba? Remember me sa mga ginawa ko para sa inyo. So, I guess it is a reminder that we should be grateful. Especially this weekend, medyo a lot of you are going, I'm sure, going to go out of town. You are going to go to the malls because, hey, it's almost alert level 1 next month. Let's party. Let's go out. Let's do road trip. Ang dami kong kilala. Text and text, road trip. But you know, whatever you do this weekend, may I suggest, as your kuyang, please, whatever you do it with gratitude. Be grateful you are alive. I mean, this weekend, I have spent several nights just thinking of my friend, Congressman Charlie Coanco, who passed away at the age of 58. Kabata-bata, natigok. But that is life. That is why we always pray to God to teach us to number our days, to remind us that we're not going to live forever and that we are not promised tomorrow. So when you eat, whether you eat matipid o zona libre, thank God for it. When you drink, please, sabi nga ng San Miguel, drink in moderation. Di ba? Baka tumayo si Bert Tawa dyan sa bed. Ay, hindi na nakakatawa yan. Well, hindi ko kaya. I'm not good at imitating. But always do it with gratitude. Whether you eat, you drink, or because you have a job, be grateful. And that's our daily starter. Let's start our day with gratitude. Now, let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star. And it is also a reminder to be grateful to God in our present circumstance, even here in the Philippines. Kasi po, kung kayo po ay nasa Ukraine, if you are in Ukraine, you are probably praying that you were somewhere else because of the Russian invasion. On today's front page of the Philippine Star, February 25, 2022, Russia attacks Ukraine. Sinugod na, sinalakay na, sinakop na. Russia has occupied parts of Ukraine, mga 5-kilometer area lang naman daw from the border, pero may mga pinagbobomba na. They have bombed certain areas, and the claim is these were air defense positions of Ukraine, which were wiped out by the Russians in a matter of hours. So that's the situation there. And all the international media have been covering this. And unfortunately, because of that invasion or that attack, oil prices have soared past $100 because of the Russian attack. Meanwhile, the DOE has stated brace for more pump price increases. Tell us something we don't know, DOE. Okay, at the top of the paper, we have IATF amends metrics for alert level 1. Iniba na nila yung batayan para masabi kung ang isang lugar ay alert level 1 or hindi. Basahin nyo na lang kasi mahaba po yan. At the center of the Philippine Star, of course, is a photograph of Fidel Tabaco Ramos and Juan Johnny Ponce Enrile when once upon a time when they stood at the center of EDSA and declaring their allegiance to the Philippine Republic and their betrayal of Ferdinand Edralin Marcos Jr. Okay, and below them, below that old photo in 1986, is a current photo of the People Power Monument commemorating the EDSA Revolution of 1986. Meanwhile, the Commission on Human Rights, or CHR, has called on the youth, students, okay, especially young Filipinos, to protect rights and fight the disinformation regarding what really happened during the martial law, Marcos dictatorship, and why people went on EDSA for the People's Revolution, okay, or the EDSA Revolution, People Power Revolution. Below all of that, we have the tally of COVID cases. The new active cases as of yesterday, 1,745. Mataas pa rin. Well, not as bad as the past months, but it's not plummeting. Hindi po bumubulusok. Okay? And the number of Filipinos dying from COVID-19 has gone up to triple digits. You know, it spoils my day when COVID case-related deaths go triple digits. It is a reminder, paalaala po sa inyo na patuloy na nagsasabing it is not dangerous, it is not deadly. Count 1 to 188. That's how many people were declared dead yesterday because of COVID. Meanwhile, the Communist Party of the Philippines, the Reds, downplay AMLA or AMLC freezing of terror assets. Binasa ko po kahapon where I read that the Anti-Money Laundering Council has frozen the assets of numerous terrorist-related or terror-tagged organizations associated with the Communist Party of the Philippines. And their spokesperson or CPP Information Officer Marco Balbuena said, medyo it doesn't count or it doesn't compute because their members are in hiding, they are clandestine, and they do not maintain properties or bank accounts in their names. Ha? Alam mong wanted ka, alam mong hinahunting ka, common sense lang, according to Balbuena, na hindi ka magre-rehistro ng lupa o pera sa pangalan mo. Okay. And COMELEC will host the presidential debate on March 19, pinagtatalunan pa rin kung magha-hide and seek or present si Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. in that event because his campaign manager, Benhar Abalos Dasan, says he will, but the lawyer says, we're not yet sure. Busy kasi siya. Okay. Last but not the least, okay, we have that photo of the awarding ceremony of Cherry Auto Philippines for its top dealers, namely Cherry Alabang. Okay, yan po, no? Yung Cherry Auto, yung merong Cherry Tigo 2, Cherry Tigo 4, Cherry Tigo 7, 8, etc. Their top dealer is apparently their Cherry Alabang dealership. Okay, so congratulations to Cherry Alabang and to the anong grupo ba yun? Yun, United Asia Automotive Group Incorporated. Okay, so there you have it. That's a summary of the front page of the Philippine Star. So, game on. Let's now move to our interview program. But before I show you our interviewees today, before I introduce them properly, let's go watch a video regarding their work. Roll Betamax, please. Walang ya. Ano kaya kung yung ginawa nilang video puro pating? Palagi, o kaya mga leon, palagi ko maraming matatarantang mga mamamasyal doon sa building na yun. Ganun na po kalupit. That is how intense videos have become in this country. And let's now bring in the marketing manager of ASYA Design, Sophia Puyat. Which among these lovely ladies is Sophia?
That
Sophia, good
would be
morning.
me. Good morning. Good morning, Cito.
Okay, and Camille Gonzales, Vice President for Global Market of Inewvation.
Hi, Sir Cito. Hi, Sophia. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Camille.
Okay, good morning, ladies, and welcome to the program. I was quite impressed with that video, Camille, and I suppose that is your product. Medyo sabi ko nga kung ginawang leon yun o kaya pating o kaya you know what would be a high impact video, Camille, if you showed snakes. I'm sure no women would come into the building.
That would be a possibility. Actually, the 3D naked eye content, the target is really to create a real life object. So that's the target for that video.
Okay, now so let's begin with how you guys come together. I suppose you need the building in order to have a place for the video. So buildings begin with ASYA, ASYA Design. Now, Sophia, your ASYA Design is an architectural firm. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, please tell us more about ASYA Design and why it is something to remember for people who are considering putting up structures, and what projects do you have at the moment?
Wow, sure. So ASYA Design is actually one of the largest architecture and design practices in the Philippines. So we've been around since 1993. So we're turning 30 next year. We have actually ranked number 32 in the world based on 2020 survey for top 100 architects in the entire world. We've also been consistently part of BCI Asia's top 10 architectural firms from 2005 up to the present. Currently, ASYA, we provide top-grade performance-based consultancy services across different market sectors. So we are a fully integrated design firm. So we are involved in planning, design, strategic execution, functions with industry-leading organizations. So we do architecture. We also have our own interior design team. We have our own engineering team. And then we have worked with a lot of market leaders and developers in the Philippines.
Okay, so you do all of these architectural services, but are you an industrial firm, or do you do industrial and residential and others? Kasi may mga and others lang eh. Merong mga residential lang kami, sir, at meron namang all of the above.
Well, we are actually all of the above, Sir Cito. So we do residential, we do commercial, shopping, entertainment, offices. We've worked with casinos, hospitality, mixed-use development, master development. So all of the above, basically.
Okay, can you give us a rundown, a little of some of your clients? Kasi alam mo, ang pinag-uusapan kung yung magaganda eh. And syempre, because here in the Philippines, Sophia, you know that people are so brand conscious, label loyal, kumbaga product, may pangalan, meron namang product name, ginagamit brand name, di ba? So in terms of projects, what are your standout projects among the many?
Sure. Siguro one of the familiar for other people. So we worked on City of Dreams, Manila. We are the local architects for that. We are also the local architects for Mactan Cebu International Airport.
Mactan Cebu. Kasi yun yung
Yes,
huling
sir.
napuntahan ko bago ako nakulong eh. Nakulong ng COVID.
Yeah, so we are the local architects for that. And then we are also architects for the residential development developments for SMDC and also the malls, some of the malls for Robinson's Land, as well as their residences. And then we've also worked with Anchorland. So basically, almost all of the developers that you can think of in the Philippines are already in a roster of clients.
Okay, and what about Inewvation, Camille?
Yes, sir.
What can you tell us more about your company and the product lines or services that you provide? Because I mean, clearly that three-dimensional 3D video is something that is hitting the markets. And I remember my last trip abroad, I think it was Japan, where I saw a 3D billboard na hanggang kabilang kanto, gumagapang yung video nila. Sabi ko, ibang klase ang video na ito. No? Dati flat lang kami. Nung panahon ko, flat lang ang video. Pero sa Japan, gumagapang na hanggang kabilang. Nangangapit bahay ba yung video? Tell us about Inewvation, please.
Yeah, so Inewvation, basically, we are a digital display technology and innovations company. We have been in this industry for about a decade now. We started on 2011. We are headquartered here in the Philippines, but we have offices in Singapore and in Hong Kong, as well as in Cebu. So we provide digital display technology for developers, the same pool of clients as ASYA. ASYA is also our client. They've been dealing with us for some time now, and some of their designs, they execute Inewvation products as well. So Inewvation products are LED display. We also provide LCD, video walls, and not just digital display, but we also do automation for retail security. We also do a lot of sustainable innovation technologies for building developments. We also do lighting control. So basically, all of advanced technologies that that are very sustainable and very innovative. That's what Inewvation provides.
Okay, relax lang kayo ladies ha. Kayong dalawa medyo feeling ko kinakabahan kayong dalawa no. Relax lang, okay? Dahan-dahan lang kasi ang bilis niyo magsalita eh. I'm heavy. My brain is not able to catch up with two of you. Now okay, Camille, you mentioned lighting control because I remember when I went to Korea, we were invited by a building executive who showed us the control center of this huge facility. And sabi nila sa akin, we control everything in this room. We control the temperature, we control the ambient lights, we control the external facade. Sabi ko, are you telling me that here you actually program the coloring of the building, etc., even the ambience inside the building? And he said, yes, Cito, because light affects human beings, and the quality, level, intensity of lights influence productivity. So
that's right.
Is that the level of light control that Inewvation is doing?
Yes, exactly, sir. So lighting control is basically under the building management system. Mm-hmm. So building management system, as you mentioned, they can automate all the lighting, the temperature inside the building or outside of the building. As for Inewvation, we are the exclusive distributor for CP Electronics lighting control, which is from the UK, was brought to the Philippines just recently to be able to provide energy efficient and sustainability for green buildings. So the Philippine government is actually encouraging the new developments to be green and sustainable. And that is part of what I think we're going to discuss today together with Sophia, because the Asha Glass Tower is a green building and we wanted to participate in that advocacy.
Okay, Sophia, please do tell us about this glass building. Kasi nung sinabi sa akin glass building, sabi ko, lahat naman ng building dito, puro salamin na. Diba? But you know, sorry, old school ako, alam mo. Masungit yung tatay niyo. Okay, what is this project all about, Sophia?
Excellent question. So that's true. There are a lot of glass buildings all around, but glass is actually the first ever double glazed triple low E full glass tower in the Philippines, and it is set to raise the global standard on sustainable design and construction. So what do we mean by the triple low E technology? No, so basically it will zero in the heat entering the building, which will in effect significantly lower power consumption while still having maximized natural daylight. You've mentioned that natural daylight is very effective, of course, for office workers, no, to increase productivity. So it's basically a balance of both light and heat. So this grade A office glass actually is finished already. It stands proudly along Opal Road in Ortigas, Pasig City.
Okay,
Glass, yes.
hold that thought, Sophia, no? Kasi
Alright.
I have to explain doon sa mga hindi Englisherong mga kaibigan ko. Kasi sabi, Cito naman nag-imbita ka nga ng mga pretty girls na mga intelligente, puro naman Englishero, no? Kasi actually, the technology explanation, no? Double glazed, ladies and gentlemen, bale, the elementary definition, dalawang salamin, pinagpatong. Now, yung triple E, yung environment, meron kasing salamin which deflects or pinatatalbog yung init o nililimitahan yung pasok ng init. Because there are so many buildings, kagaganda, nilagyan ng salamin. Parang yung isang kilala ko. Tapos they discovered that the facade or yung harap ng kanilang building is westward, or kung saan pumapasok yung pinakamainit na sinag ng araw. And ang ginawa, pinaglalagyan ng insulation material, pinaglalagyan ng kartolina, nilagyan ng kortina at sinasabi, kapangit naman yan. Anong ginawa nyo? Kasi sir, sobrang init. Hindi kaya ng tint, hindi kaya ng kortina. So naglalagay na kami ng insulation foil. So now the technology is this double glazed triple E thingamajiggy you're calling, Sophia.
Yes, that's exactly correct, Sir Cito. No? So that's why it's also important that from the onset, from the planning, you've mentioned, some are actually very, ambitious. They wanted to put up a full glass tower. But again, as architects, it is our job to make sure that the building is sustainable and the people within it will be comfortable. Yun nga, we always say for years, CEOs around the world have already imputed Mother Earth to their equation. They wanted to go green. So basically, glass, we wanted to join the cause and encourage the tenants, the visitors to support these green practices, simply just being a part of the development. So with this in mind, of course, ASYA wants glass to stand as an architectural piece that everyone can draw inspiration from. So moving forward, they know what to do, they can follow, and of course, they can innovate as well.
Okay, now what is your process of engagement with clients? Kasi ako old school, ano? Kung ako yung isasama mo sa team mo, ang unang tatanong ko, saan ang sikat ng araw at saan ang silang ang pagbaba ng ng araw? And people even say, saan ang swerte? but with ASYA,
feng shui, correct.
Diba?
Yes, we also integrate that.
ASYA, how do you guys go about it, the process of engagement?
Well, actually, Sir Cito, that's still true. Of course, the fundamentals of architecture is still intact. Those are the basics. We have to know what the orientation is. Where does the sun set? Where does the sun rise? Yun nga, these are information that are already available. And as designers, it is our job to work around that and how to maximize and how to deliver it so that people who will be inside the building will be comfortable. For example, sa glass, we actually have some designs, mga fritz, we call them frit patterns, parang triangle from the outside. So what we did with that is we traced which areas are going to be hit by the sunlight, and then we placed the fenestrations there. Sometimes some of our designs also, we play around with concrete and glass ratio. But for glass, since we're very ambitious, we wanted this to be a pioneer in the market. It's actually full glass. And then the entire facade has that double glazed triple OE technology. So yung sinasabi niya, sir, kanina na usually ang liwanag nga pero sobrang init. So hindi ito mangyayari within glass. And at the same time, yung tenants natin, makakatipid din sila on air conditioning and may enjoy nila yung natural light.
Okay, but what does it take to design and construct such a building? Because some people will say, naku Cito, pag nagsalamin ka, and I know what I'm talking about because I have like 2 floors of glass. And sinabi nila sa akin noon, pag ikaw nagsalamin at lumindol, todas ang pera mo. Ang hirap niyan, lagi ka naglilinis. Now I am paying for my sins. Eh gagawa ka pa ng malaking building na all glass. How do you guys do it? I mean, glass is supposed to be very expensive, isn't it?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie, it is very expensive. But at the same time, as architects, we have to be a pioneer of something. We have to, we have to start something so that we can also convince the market that it is indeed sustainable. So we agree, technically, mahal nga yung glass. But if, this building is, hopefully it will last forever. It will last a very long time. But so although on the onset, mahal yung glass technology, but if you're going to save on the OPEX, on the that means operational
Operating
cost,
expenses.
Yes, exactly. And of course, so again, that already equates to saving. And at the same time, yung mga concerns, of course, that's valid na pagkalumindol, mahirap linisin. So of course, we also employ world-class consultants along with our very own engineering team, to make sure that the building is going to be safe, it's structurally sound. Yeah, so we can address all of those concerns. But I guess the important part naman is we really wanted to push for the advocacy, and we wanted to tell everybody that a building such as this can exist in the Philippines and that we are ready, first off with glass, and then everybody else can follow suit.
Okay, so you're promoting glass, you're promoting sustainable maintenance, affordable operating expenses, etc. Where does Inewvation come in? Kasi parang, okay, maganda yung labas. Saan ang pasok? Yung bang video ng Inewvation lalagay nyo sa harap? Hindi. Kasi nakakita na ako ng mga building na gano'n eh.
Correct. Yes,
Kulang na lang
tama.
si James Bond na lang ilagay doon sa harap eh.
Tama yan, sir. Can I answer, Ms. Camille? Yes. Okay. So actually, what we did with Inewvation's LED screen, we actually placed it within the building. It's actually inside our own lobby. So first of all, the lobby is actually very astonishing because it stands at 8.5 meter high, and then it's encapsulated by what we call low iron SGP glass panel. It's a little bit technical, but it means that it has a very clear visibility from the outside. So anyone from the outside can see it. From the inside, of course, it's magnificent. So the reason for that, sir, why we also placed it inside, and with encapsulated clear glass so everybody can see, is basically we wanted the people to be able to feel comfortable. In the Philippines, it's either raining super hard outside or it's very hot. So we wanted the people to be comfortable as they enjoy the display. This is around 10,000 people employed in the building. And then at the same time, when they're walking by, passing by, the LED screen also serves its purpose. People can still see it very clearly. So that's the reason. Although I believe that there are a lot of projects as well that we have LED screens outside the building. We just made glass a little bit different in that sense. Pinasok namin siya sa grand lobby.
Okay, now I want to give Camille a chance to promote naman her company kasi ang galing magsalita ni Sophia pero well, I want to know about Inewvation kasi baka pwede akong maglagay na lang ng video imbis na aquarium.
Okay, yes. Well, okay, I think I shall start with introducing what 3D naked eye means and what is the illusion behind this art and why did probably the glass use this kind of technology for their grand lobby. So 3D naked eye is basically a 3D content, a looking like a real life content. It's called naked eye because It is free from 3D glasses that we usually wear
Mm.
we're watching a 3D film or 3D animated film. So the type of this content, it promotes the 3D objects to be looking like floating or going out from the screen or peeking out from the screen. So there are a few tricks that 3D animators have to do, and it involves both the content and the LED screen in order to come up with this kind of illusion. So I would like to take this opportunity to discuss the story that we wanted to convey with the video that was played earlier before this interview. No? So this content was called Alone Together. So Alone Together has traveled across the world. It started in New York. This content started in New York. It was made by an international company called Raduga Design, and we collaborated with them. And it traveled across Shanghai and now in the Philippines. So the Philippines is representing the Southeast Asia to be able to inspire Asians that we are not alone in this pandemic, that we are alone together. So the idea of Alone Together is to basically unite people from all over the world who are adapting to new norms. So the video shows that all of our emotions, so yung mga balloons there, yung mga inflated materials na yan, it represents our emotions, the people, the activities that turned out to be isolated from us. No, so and it can at any moment refill us or break out of its limits. So it's not just a content for the sake of content. No, it has a meaning to tell, and it has an encouragement to convey to the people. And that is also what we wanted to partner with the Glass Asha, because this LED screen that was also provided by Inewvation is the perfect location for the Alone Together Philippines, representing the whole of Southeast Asia. So there.
Yeah, I was looking at that perspective photo of the glass building, and para kang dumadaan sa harapan ng ng museum na may malaking mural. Palagay ko pag nilagay nyo diyan Sophia, yung ano ba yung yung nasa national
Polarium.
Spolarium.
Yeah.
Palagay ko ang daming papara dyan sa harap ng building yan. But anyway, let's go for a quick break. And when we come back, let's return to discussing video and architecture, the synergy, and how responsive or how positive are the reactions of clients when you guys propose this in their facilities. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Welcome back to the program Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. Thank you for joining us here on One News PH. And with us this morning are two young ladies who are promoting modern architecture as well as incorporation of 3D or high definition 3D videos in facilities, not just for display, but for commercial purposes and education. We have with us Sophia Puyat, Marketing Manager of ASYA Design, and Camille Gonzales, Vice President for Global Market, Inewvation. Okay, Sophia, going back to the discussion, what has been the reaction of clients when they see the modern building and the 3D? Anong naunang sinasabi? I like the building. No, I want the video.
It can be both. They both like the video and the building, no? Well, of course, from the passersby standpoint, it's very astonishing. You've mentioned na maglagay ng aquarium. Actually, some days we actually put a large display of aquarium there. So imagine the reaction of the people. But I guess what's more important is the impact that it causes our clients also. No? So again, we wanted Glass to provide like a sample, like a good pioneer for the green technology. So we tell them that this creates this impact in terms of leasing. All of the tenants are very much impressed, and they are they're with us. They believe the cost. They wanted to be part of the green technology. So, and from the onset, since from your arrival, you already feel the difference of the building. It's hypersized. The lobby, the LED screen is actually the biggest LED screen display indoors by a corporate tower, if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Camille. So this creates an impact, and for them, they are very inspired na it can be done. It's here. We've already put it out. So if we can do it, everybody else can do it.
Okay, now, Camille, may I inquire? Okay, what is the smallest and what is the biggest in terms of screens for this 3D panels, and how do the price factor? I mean, what are the prices?
Well, for a 3D naked eye video, it doesn't matter the size of the screen. So I believe what matters is the resolution of the screen. So we need to have a high resolution screen in order for people to appreciate the content. So, well, for a small screen, pwede naman, pero usually pwede
Wait a minute, Camille. Pasensya na kasi kuminsan, alam mo, mabagal ako no? Mabagal pumikap. Kasi my impression was you guys provide the screen plus the process, etc. Or do you just, what exactly do you provide?
Okay, so we provide both the hardware, the software, and the content. So basically from A to Z of digital display advancement. So, yeah, sir.
Okay, so when you say hardware, we're talking about the screen, right?
Yes.
The monitor. Now, to my knowledge, the large screens that are available right now, pinakamalaki na siguro yung 20 feet by 10 or 15 feet. Tapos hindi pa siya talagang high-tech, high resolution, or yung mga panel screens na pinagtagpi-tagpi. Kumbaga, parang 2x3 para sa COMELEC. Pinagkamasamang gano'n. What type of projections, or well, not projection, pasensya na, kasi dati ako salesman ng Sony. And what kind of screens do you provide?
We provide different sorts. So for outdoor display, most of the time, we provide LED displays. So LED displays are composed of light-emitting diodes, the small ones.
Yeah.
And then it is installed like a puzzle, indoor or outdoor.
Okay.
So aside from that, we also provide yung, as mentioned, sir, yung video wall, the screens that are put together in order to create a large format display.
Okay.
So when I speak about software, as I've mentioned earlier, the software means all of the media players, the video processors that are used in order to schedule, upload, and look in the contents.
Software na pala yun. Kasi nung panahon namin, hardware pa rin yan. Ang software ay yung video content lang. Now, what about in the Glass project? What sort of screen did you use there?
Yeah, we use a high definition LED display. It's called high definition because it has a pitch. Sorry, medyo technical na tayo, pero it has a pitch of 3 millimeters. So that means one diode to another diode, ang distance niya is only 3 millimeters. So imagine for that whole screen, that 130 plus square meter of screen is composed of probably millions of diodes.
Kumbaga highly concentrated. Kung kayo po ay
Yes.
nanonood ng nanay ninyo na nagbuburda, talagang masikip, pinagtabi-tabi ng husto yung kanilang yung distansya. So because they're highly concentrated, the quality is higher. So okay. So, now, what about costs? Kasi alam mo, matagal na akong nag-iisip. Sabi ko parang kailangan ko nang baguhin tong background ko. Gusto ko ng screen na pwedeng Monet, pwedeng Da Vinci, pwedeng Van Gogh. Nung tumingin ako ng screen, muntik na akong himatayin sa presyo.
Yeah, so it takes investment for sure. For any developers to invest on that kind of technology. It's not cheap. I'd be honest. But it depends on the application, no? So sometimes merong pino-provide yung ibang mga other competitors na overspec. So hindi mo naman kailangan ng ganong kind of dense na resolution pero ibibigay sa'yo. So definitely si Inewvation, we provide what is suitable for your application. So para you don't need to spend too much na hindi mo naman gagamitin.
But your clientele, Camille, is largely commercial, I assume. Institutional and commercial. Hindi naman yan. Unless, of course, bossing ka, CEO ka ng multinational corporation, ikaw may-ari, chances are it's all institutional and commercial, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Most of our clients here in the Philippines and even abroad in Singapore and in Hong Kong are the retailers, the malls, developments, high-end corporate centers such as the Glass. And yung mga highly artistic and creative spaces, such as yung National Gallery Singapore. So recently, we just finished a project in Singapore for National Gallery, and they used our screens to be able to create such empowering and creative contents.
Well, I just realized it's also very environmentally friendly, Sophia, no? Because all the other structures na nakikita natin, the architectural firms, you guys know all of this build, trash, rebuild.
That is true. That's true. A lot of that's true. Thank you for mentioning that. No? So one of the challenges also in the construction realm, of course, there are a lot of waste. So, and again, you've also mentioned that the cost is very important. So with the inflation, the rising costs left and right, it actually leaves us really no choice but to shift to more sustainable practices and go green. So we have to be strategic in allowing Mother Nature to work for us. For example, how do we harness the rain, the wind, the light, of course, natural light. And in the long run, it may be able to save a substantial amount of money, as mentioned. Yeah. But for the LED, yes, sir.
Yeah, because you were talking about harnessing the rain, the wind, etc. When you design buildings now, do you design it in the holistic perspective where you have rainwater collection and underground storage, where the rainwater, kasi una kong pinag-aralan to many years ago, you might wonder, I was also in backyard construction, yung bang piping on the sides of buildings where your water flows, so they work as a cooling wall and a water warming facility at the same time.
Yes, that's very nice of you to mention, sir. Yes, actually for Glass, for example, we employ what we call the rainwater harvesting system. So again, there's a lot of rain in the Philippines, so we thought of gathering all of that and use it for non-potable uses. For example, housekeeping, landscaping, maintenance, and then at the same time, that's why it's very important for green architecture. It's not just putting the latest technologies, and plug and play, it's very important that we really consider planning from the start and planning properly. So we know on the onset, where are we going to put? Yun nga, yung mga piping natin. For example, if this is an office, we're using currently a VRF system. So basically, what it does is that tenants can access the aircon separately, unlike for a centralized aircon where sabay-sabay, and then kapag walang tao yung tenant, sayang yung kuryente. So, green technology doesn't have to be really out there and very sophisticated. So it could be as simple as that. And then for our LED screen, for example, that's why we already teamed up early on with Inewvation from the start, because, LED screen, they actually have around 40% less power consumption than fluorescent and 80% less power consumption than incandescent. So it's very energy efficient. It reduces the carbon footprint, and it lessens the use for obviously tarps, billboards, and thus reducing plastic waste.
I hope I'm not walking too fast or moving forward too quickly. No, but now that you're talking about all of this, how are you already there, or how far are we from employing or incorporating solar energy collectors as a future facade of a building or as a roofing of a building, and incorporating grow lights internally in buildings, so that you don't have to hire so many people para lang ilabas yung halaman o iakyat sa roof deck and magdilig, etc. Like Changi Airport, for instance.
Yes. Well, we're starting already in the market. That's why we really push forward with these green sustainable practices. And we wanted to create like a ripple effect for our clients as well. We're already starting. A lot of developers prefer that we create LEED certified building. So it depends also on their budget or what are their capacities, what are their priorities. But it is starting. It's not yet kumbaga, out there to the point na all solar panel, ganyan. But again, it's not just about employing technology. It's not just about that. It's really parang a combination of different aspects of design, technology, and other aspects.
Well, I really hope to see the day when solar becomes ordinary. Solar panels become ordinary, because palagay ko, ewan ko kayo mga bata pa, kami yung mga tatay ang nagbabayad ng kuryente at saka tubig, at buwan-buwan galit kami sa kolektor ng kuryente. Kasi, I mean, it's not no longer a choice. We really need to shift it because of sustainability, now that we are about to have a full-scale war in the Ukraine, etc., energy costs, etc. But okay, now, how did ASYA and Inewvation come together? Kasi parang ang layo di ba? Kayo, you are an established architectural firm. Inewvation is a regional supplier giving advanced technology in LEDs and software. Parang, how did the two come together? Ang hirap isipin
How did we meet though, Miss Camille? But definitely for the architecture, because we take care of all of the specs. We have a vision of what we wanted for the lobby, for example, because we wanted it to be iconic. We wanted it to be, it blurs the space of the outside and the inside. So we wanted to make sure that we only employ the best technology. And here comes Inewvation. So they provided us with different kinds of option. What would be best with the design, for example, what is the right size, what is the perfect kind of technology to employ within the lobby. I guess that's how we work, and there was a lot of conversations in between, like how are we going to fold, kasi it's folded on the side, mga ganyan, yan, mga specs. So that's how we basically came together.
All right. Okay, now I am reminded of a client before who put up a hotel that made major brand in Metro Manila, and every day na lang umiiyak sa akin. And I said, ano ba? Puro ka na lang angal, puro ka na lang complain. What is the problem? He said, Cito, you have the best architects, but your builders only know how to build condominiums. Nobody knows how to build hotels in this country properly. What's your comment on that, Sophia? I mean, has the situation changed?
I believe so. Yeah, there are a lot of competent consultants na rin, of course, in the market. But I guess one of the solutions also for ASYA, because we agree that architecture is one facet of design. Of course, we can visualize the project, but there has to be a follow through for the entire project up to completion. We agree. Actually, ASYA also has that service that we offer. So aside from architecture, interior design, engineering, we also have our own construction management team. We call it ACM. And then we also employ our own marketing and leasing team in-house. So that's it. We call it SPAS. And then lastly, to take care of the property, we also have what we call day one property management. So it's called that way. So your building will always look like day one. So the idea is that, of course, development doesn't just start from the it starts from the conceptualization, but it takes more than that to really complete the project. And it has to go full circle. It's not just about completing. It has to be sustainable from the day-to-day operations.
But what is
So
the bulk?
yeah.
What is the bulk of your company's clientele? Are they condominiums or mixed business establishments?
Mixed residential, office, and malls. Yeah, it's a mixture of that.
And what about for your company, Camille? Right now in the Philippine market, although of course, social kayo, pati sa Singapore, meron kayo, etc. Nakaka-impress eh. And I'm happy for you that you're regional, no? Something to be proud for us Filipinos. But here in the country, what's the profile of your customers?
Well, across many industries, Inewvation has provided our solutions. But mostly, we deployed a lot of screens on retailing, commercial properties, hotels, and casinos. When you go to the entertainment city, you see a lot of screens there, right? And some are provided by Inewvation International. And for mall developers, same with the Glass Asha, most of the big mall and top mall developers in the country, we provided our solutions.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time, so I'll give you ladies a chance to invite our viewers to get to know your companies more. Sophia?
Sure. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity to share Glass to a broader audience, or Cito and the entire One News team. Hopefully, this inspires everyone to shift to sustainable practices, be part of the digital solution, but at the same time, for other facets of going green. So if you have inquiries about Glass Tower, or you might want to lease with us at Glass, please contact SPAS Marketing and Leasing through Glass's Facebook page or Glass's website at www.glass.ph.
Okay, what about you, Camille?
Yeah, calling all the architects, engineers, consultants, interior designers, and even advertisers and developers. You can call Inewvation International. We can give you all the options that you need best on your application. You may contact us at our website at www.inewvationinternational.com. You may also follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, especially on YouTube, because on YouTube we have a lot of ideas to share, and we have a lot of videos there that you can really get a lot of insights from a digital perspective, on design perspective, 3D naked eye, all these things. You can get there. So make sure to subscribe.
Okay, thank you very much, Camille Gonzales, Vice President for Global Market in Inewvation, and Sophia Puyat from Marketing Manager of ASYA Design. Thank you, ladies, and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
I leave you now with our final blessing for the week, which comes from Psalms 5, chapter 5, verse 12. For you bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover him with favor as with a shield. And our prayer here in Agenda is that you are blessed and protected by the Lord over the weekend, and that you take time to be grateful for your blessings. And even if you have a tough situation, be grateful that God is there by your side. Have a great weekend. Please keep it here on One News PH.